Commented in earlier videos on this same topic that the federal government is moving out very quickly on deferred resignation, the program that encourages federal employees to take an early out, or if you prefer, to go ahead and resign, and depending upon your situation, retire or just quit and continue to get paid through the end of September in 2025. And when I said they're acting quickly, it is continuing. Friday night or late Friday afternoon, President Trump issued a memo that further restricts telework for a number of federal employees. It's available on YouTube for those who are interested in telework and would like to see it. In addition to that, late Sunday, the Office of Personnel Management posted some changes or additions or clarifications to their FAQs, frequently asked questions, about the Deferred Resignation Program. The purpose of this video is to talk about what those changes are. Now, you can decide how they would affect you. It would affect different people differently depending upon your retirement status, your age, financial assets, etc. In effect, what's happening is the government is taking a carrot and a stick approach to encouraging people to retire. The carrot is deferred resignation. Here's a chance, in effect, to leave the government and to get some extra money. How much, what kind of program you're eligible for varies from person to person. The stick is coming out gradually. For example, identifying and counting probationary employees. Presumably, a lot of these people are going to end up being terminated because they don't have the same appeal rights. It's relatively easy to reduce the size of the workforce that way. Canceling DEI positions in organizations, that's already started, probably effectively implemented altogether in most agencies. Schedule F, moving forward to identify policy positions. And in effect, once this happens, once they know which employees are in policy type positions, they may move them into a different type of career appointment where they don't have the same appeal rights as other career employees do. And announcements about restricting use of telework for federal employees. I mentioned the new memo sent out by President Trump Friday afternoon, Friday evening. There's been a number of other pronouncements basically saying they're going to end telework. Some restrictions about canceling collective bargaining agreements are going to be a problem, I suspect, for the government. And that new announcement, new memo that he made actually addressed that particular topic. For those remaining in government, basically what the government is saying is, thanks for your renewed focus on serving American people. There's no guarantee that your position will continue to be in existence, or that your agency or your organization will continue to be in existence. There's going to be a series of reorganizations, changes, restructuring of the federal government. And they say that if you're eliminated, by that I mean lose your job, you'll be treated with dignity and afforded protection. And for those leaving government, thank you for your service. Have a good life. That's basically it. So what are these changes? Some of them, in effect, what's happened is that there's been a lot of criticism from various organizations about this program. Some of these organizations, unions, public interest groups, etc., may be encouraging employees not to resign for a variety of different reasons. So these new guidance information that is coming out addresses some of this. One of the first ones, the argument has been made that you don't know if you're going to get paid. In other words, you may resign and expect to get paid through September, but there's a continuing resolution. You don't know that the money's going to continue to be there. So you probably don't want to take this because you don't know if you're going to get the money. It's a scam. It's a conspiracy, whatever the position of the person is making the argument. OPM says this: any government shutdown could potentially affect an employee's pay, regardless of whether he or she has accepted the deferred resignation offer. Moreover, if you accept the deferred resignation offer, you'd still be entitled to back pay under the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act of 2019. Take that for what it's worth. That's on the OPM website under the frequently asked questions, and that's a new one. Second, it addresses the Voluntary Early Retirement Authority. And the question is articulated by OPM: does my agency have VERA for employees who opt to take the deferred resignation offer? So the answer is yes. Employees who are eligible for the deferred resignation offer, and at least 50 with at least 20 years of creditable federal service, or any age with at least 25 years of creditable federal service, are eligible for VERA along with the deferred resignation offer, unless your position is exempted from deferred resignation by your agency. So, for those who are wondering, does VERA apply? The answer, according to the OPM, is pretty clear. Yes, it does. How can I make it clear that I would like to retire and to resign? You can type resign and retire into the reply email, but it is not required. If you simply write resign and you're eligible for retirement on or before December 31st, we will process your resignation with retirement as of September 30th, or your actual retirement date if it's between September 30th and December 31st, 2025. Why am I being offered deferred resignation? The federal workforce is expected to undergo significant near-term changes, some of them I just listed earlier. As a result of these changes, or any other reasons, you may wish to depart the government on terms that provide you with sufficient time, economic security to plan for your future and have a nice vacation in the process. Am I permitted to accelerate my resignation date to earlier than September 30th? Yes. You may unilaterally accelerate your final resignation date for any reason. Is there a formal agreement I can sign with my agency reflecting the terms of this offer? Yes. If you are eligible for the deferred resignation program and accept it, your agency can execute paper reflecting all the terms. Those are the changes that I've identified that are now in the FAQs on the OPM website. There's an article on the FedSmith site that contains more information, contains links to the FAQs, etc. We've been trying to keep up with all of these changes, and obviously OPM is trying as well. I've been surprised by the speed with which they're coming out. That doesn't usually happen. It is happening now. I don't know who the people are that are handling this program. They haven't signed anything saying these are the people. You can't really call and ask questions. You're probably not going to get the phone call answered. So we hope this is helpful. That's the purpose of it. One other item that I'll mention in looking at some of the comments on our YouTube videos or just in the press, anytime there's a change of new administrations, there are always some inherent conflicts. So, for example, it doesn't make any difference if the person's Democrat, Republican, even a third party would be the same. And I've seen this over and over again in a variety of situations. It reflects human nature. You are a person in charge of a program, you're important to the program. Whatever that program happens to be, it varies from agency to agency. A new person comes in, perhaps a political appointee, and that person has ideas. Perhaps that person has been given goals to meet that are different from what you've been used to. And the reaction of some people is they don't know how important I am. I've been doing this a long time. I did it before this last election. I'll be here running the program after the next election and new people come in. So I'll look at the changes. I'll work with them at least to some extent, and we'll work it out. But ultimately, I'm the one who makes this program run effectively. That happens. And to some extent, at least according to the various reports, it's happening now. There's one or probably more OPM employees that are saying this isn't being done correctly. The new people with a political background or working for Elon Musk or Donald Trump or whoever have come in, and this isn't right because we've been pushed aside. Well, when you decide for yourself, and you have to decide for yourself, am I going to take this deferred resignation? Is it good for me? We can't answer that because every person's different. What is your situation? But take into account the people on all sides who are making the comments. They have an agenda of some kind, and it could be their self-esteem. It could be protecting the program as they see it because it's a good program. It helps people. They want it to keep running effectively, and they don't like the changes that are coming because they think it will hurt the program. And maybe they're right. Those are the kind of clashes that come up in any organization. But you have to think what's best for you. Nobody else can tell you that. What is your situation? Are you eligible to retire? This is probably a pretty good program for you. May not be because of your circumstances, but it's worth considering. A couple of people have said regarding the videotapes that I have done is, are you being paid by Elon Musk and Donald Trump or people like that? No, the check isn't in the mail. The check is never going to arrive. We're not part of the administration. We're not part of OPM. FedSmith is just trying to provide a clear, concise explanation of what's coming out so you can make a decision. That's it. So we wish you the best. We hope you find this video enjoyable, and we hope you make the decision that's the best one for you and your family.